So if you want to increase your conversions, if you want to make more sales, if you want to make more money, using countdown timers on your sales page is very, very powerful. You're going to add urgency, you're going to add scarcity, and that is going to motivate your users to purchase your product. Why? Because now they understand, they clearly see that this offer will expire. You do not need to throw a bunch of hype or say anything crazy. The simple fact of having a countdown timer on your page says it all right? So that is very powerful. Now, the good news is you do not need to purchase another deadline funnels. You don't need to tinker with a bunch of plugins and tools trying to get it to work. You do not need to waste time and money with different systems. Everything is built in. We have a lot of different countdown timers that come built in. Check this out. It's super easy to do. If you want to add a countdown timer to your page, you have the blocks right here, and you simply click on the plus sign, and we have a countdown timer block right there that you can easily add, very easy, with our awesome page builder right there. You can set it up any way you want and really customize it. Now, when it comes to countdown timers, we actually have several countdown timers, and the good news is that not only are you getting the page countdown timer like I'm showing now, but you're also getting an email countdown timer that you can easily add to your emails. And you can do that with any system. You simply copy this little snippet of code and you paste it on your email, in your email system, and you now have an email countdown timer built in. You do not need to purchase anything else. It's all built in, and it will be perfectly in sync with your page countdown timers. So in terms of countdown timers, you can have a fixed date, which is basically a countdown timer that counts down to a specific date. You set it up, click on the box, select your date, select your time zone, say okay. If you want them to be redirected when the countdown reaches 0, that's easy. Select the drop down, select your page, and boom, now they are going to be redirected to this page once the countdown timer reaches 0. If you want to redirect to URL, you select a URL. If you don't want to redirect, you don't redirect. It's super easy. As you can see, it's just using a drop-down menu right here. Now, if you want to have an automated countdown timer, you can go with the evergreen to go fast. The evergreen countdown timers are basically countdown timers that happen on autopilot. When someone lands on the page, boom, the countdown timer will be set up. And now, for example, if I say, hey, add 2 days, that means that now their countdown timer will count to their deadline, which is going to be in 2 days. This countdown timer repeats and is based on cookies and IP. Now, this is where most people stop. This is where most deadline funnels stop. The problem with that is that it's using old technology. It's using cookies and IP. But let me ask you a question. What happens when someone changes devices? What happens when they go to Starbucks and now they are using and checking out your website? Well, that means they have a new cookie, they have a new IP, and that means the countdown timer will reset, which means that if you told them, hey, you only have 2 hours, this will not be repeated, and this offer is limited, well, what happens? You just lied to them, right? Because now they see that the countdown timer has reset. And when you're running a business, you never want to lie to your customers. That's bad. That's really bad. That's the fastest way to fail. So if you want to use true evergreen technology, true automated deadlines, then what you want to use are our auto deadlines. Automated deadlines work based on registration. The user needs to register. When they do register, they have a unique deadline that is calculated for them and saved for them. This deadline doesn't change, doesn't matter that they are checking out your page at Starbucks or anything like that. It will work every single time, and it comes with an email countdown timer as well. You copy, you paste, you are done. And to set up the auto deadline, it's super easy. You can do this when they register in an opt-in page. You can do this when they register on an automated webinar. You can do this when they use one of the M10 Pro opt-in boxes. You can do it when they use it, the one-click actions. And of course, you can also do this via API. There are multiple ways to register your members to the automated deadlines. Super easy, super awesome. And we are here, the team is here to help you every step of the way. We also have automated webinar start dates. So the countdown timer will count down to the start of a webinar, an automated webinar. And also we have another countdown timer that counts down to the start of a webinar that you have registered for. Very cool right here, and it's very easy. The only thing you need to do, click on the option you want, click on save, and now your countdown timer is set up. You are ready to go. You're maximizing your profits, you're increasing your conversions, and you're getting more sales and more money. Setting up an automated deadline is dead easy. The only thing that you need to do is go to the booster section, auto deadline. There, you click on add new, and you will be able to set up your automated deadline. The only thing you need to do is give it a name right here. Then you add the logic. For example, when someone registers, we want to add, for example, 4 days to the current date, and basically maybe set the deadline to 11:59, right? So right there, I use my mouse. That's all I do, guys. 0 hours here. So we add 4 days to the current date, and we set the deadline to 11:59. So what does that mean? Well, let's imagine that today is June 10. Well, if I register for the countdown timer, my deadline will be June 14 at 11:59. That's it. You can do some really advanced stuff, such as storing the deadline date somewhere. You can store that in your emailing system. So by default, it's none, but if you wanted to, you could store that in an Infusionsoft custom field, for example. You can simply select your custom field, for example, right there. I can select the deadline, and I can then select the format that I want stored, all right? Super easy. I'm simply using a couple of drop downs and I'm ready to go. If you're using another system such as ActiveCampaign, Aweber, ConvertKit, Drip, Ontraport, you can do it very easily with our deep integration. And if you're not using any of those systems, you can absolutely do it as well with our webhook solution right here. Simply insert your webhook URL, and for example, you could use something like Zapier, and you are up and running. So it's super easy, very powerful, because now you are storing the deadline date in your emailing system, which means that now you could send emails and you could display that deadline date in the email. So you would say, hey, you remember this offer expires Saturday, June 14, for example, right? So, and all of that is customized on the fly and unique for each visitor. Super powerful, super easy. As you can see, you clicked a couple of boxes, you set it up, and now you are ready to go.